Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. There has been a couple of new 3.2.4 patches since my last video, so let us check them out. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for the support, it is truly appreciated. So I suppose the TLDR of this video is Alpha 3.2.4 is now in Wave 2, but the latest patch was taken down due to instability. So, the PTU build that went out on August 14th eventually went to Wave 2, which is great news, and with this particular patch, they adjusted a few things, with the hangar elevator and door animation speeds being increased by 20%. There was also an audio polish pass for the personal hangars, and for ships, they've made adjustments to the hull C cargo loading times and UI, plus a ship debris physics performance polish pass, alongside 7 bug fixes. Now, as mentioned, this was the patch that began as Wave 1, but was eventually opened up to Wave 2 backers after a couple of hours. Now, the latest patch that we received last night had a lot more adjustments to gameplay and other aspects. These include adjustments to the tractor beams, with the Multitool tractor beam now functioning as it was originally intended, so no longer able to move 32 SEU crates. It can move any size below that, just not the 32 SEU ones. You will need the dedicated tractor beam to move the biggest of boxes. Plus, both the handheld tractor beams have had their movement speeds reduced, which I must say I am glad about, as it doesn't take much to get the box spinning out of control, especially when rotating it. But in regards to the multi-tool restrictions, I personally think it would be good for the multi-tool to maybe not even be able to move 16 SEU, and have to rely on the dedicated ones for the 16 and 32 boxes only, as it kind of means your general low number box hauling missions, you will be using the multi-tool tractor beam, but as you progress through the reputation gates, unlocking these bigger bulk missions requiring bigger ships, you will also be advancing the requirements for larger tools, so it kind of feels like a progression achievement having to go and buy a dedicated tractor beam. I'm not entirely convincing myself there, but it is just a thought, and I suspect it mostly won't come down to the size of the box, more to do with what's inside. So each commodity will have different weights and mass, so even a 3 SEU or a 4 SEU box, if it has something of great mass inside, you would need a dedicated tool versus the multi-tool. Hopefully they'll get to that point and it won't just be determined by the size of the actual box, as obviously contents make a lot more sense. Now anyway, for item banks, based on feedback, they have decided that the storage access flow was not providing the results they wanted, so they have changed it to open a filtered view of the warehouse inventory to only show FPS gear like the storage access kiosks did. Now I'm not entirely sure what this change did. I have not yet tested this build because it was taken down before I was even awake. So I will have to try it the next time the new build comes out and just sort of see what that flow feels like, see if it's better, and get more of an understanding of what that means. And then finally, for the cargo hauling missions, they have greatly increased the cargo hauling mission rewards, allowing players to retrieve cargo for shared missions, but also set the intro hauling missions to not be shareable. Plus, it was mentioned by Elliot on Spectrum that alongside this cargo price rebalance, there will no longer be 4,000 Alpha UEC contracts, as well as rebalanced some of the reputation scopes for this to further spread some missions out, so that the whole process feels better. So quite a lot of changes there to the new hauling contracts. Again, I haven't played this build, so I don't know what the entry-level missions pay out. I don't know what the current new increased missions are. If you do know, if you have played the previous build, do let me know what payouts you noticed were different to the previous build. But obviously this whole balance to the hauling missions, the ship prices, everything economy-based is going to be continuous with all of the amounts of facets that go into the economy, so I'm sure there's plenty of balancing to come, but a nice idea to make the entry missions not shareable, as the money will be lower, so you don't really want to split it. Plus, it does give the player more of a understanding of what is going on before progressing to the bigger missions. But also very happy to see that the missions that are shareable actually allow players who the mission is shared with capable of calling up the cargo and interacting with it just as you could if you owned the mission. So some great quality of life changes there, some hopefully interesting balance changes there to make the whole grind of the hauling profession feel more fulfilling, more engaging, and just more enjoyable. Now, alongside all of this, They said in order to create more of a sense of ship progression in the game, specifically in regards to hauling missions, but of course it will be applicable to any mission, they have reduced the prices of renting certain hauling-focused ships in-game. Now, not just hauling-focused, some of them can be general ones as well that have hauling capabilities, but this includes adding previously unrentable ships to be rentable, which include the Vulture, the Freelancer, the Argo Raft and Mole, the Star Runner, the Carrack, the Caterpillar, the Hullsea, the Reclaimer, the Starfarer, and many more. So, really wonderful to hear this. About time, really, as all ships should really be rentable and purchasable in-game with only a few exceptions like promotion exclusives. So, very happy to hear that this is becoming an option, as it doesn't just open up the possibility for players wanting to progress through the hauling reputation gates, but it opens up a lot of opportunity for players to experience other types of gameplay by way of grinding for the ships. So a real nice move there. Now, as mentioned at the start of the video, unfortunately the latest patch was taken down due to instability, but it does say investigations are ongoing and likely there will be a new build today, being Friday. So a big shame that there are instability issues, but hopefully they can get them fixed for the new patch coming out today, with maybe keeping it in Wave 2 over the weekend. Now, I am personally thoroughly in loving Alpha 3.2.4. It does feel like it's really starting to open up to be more like an MMO, offering more to do on your own or as a group, and how doing any mission, any person, any player doing a mission can have a wider impact on the organic gameplay in terms of what other players will see, how they will interact with that, whether they choose to or not. It is really coming together, and after recording the latest PU monthly report, there is a lot more to come, especially in regards to missions. Now, there is currently a free flight going on in celebration of Ship Showdown, so if you have been waiting to try Star Citizen but are not ready to pay for a game package, now is a great time to try it out, as you can download the game and play it completely free, trying out the top 16 ships competing in the Ship Showdown. And the free flight will go on until August 22nd at 11 PM UTC time. And if you do know someone who is a backer already, or you have a friend that is playing, trying to get you to play, do both of you a favour and ask them for their referral code, as this will get you 5,000 in-game credits and them a referral bonus. By all means, use the code in the top left-hand corner of this video or the link in the description below, and do let me know what you think of Star Citizen's Alpha. But with that said, I am going to get on with the monster of the Persistent Universe report. There is so much in this report for the short term, for the long term. It is not to be missed. Hopefully I can get that video out on Sunday. But as always, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. Also, come and hang out over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. The link is in the description below. Today, we will be checking out Inside Star Citizen, which was a bit of a banger, running through the Persistent Universe monthly report live so we can discuss it together, and maybe watching Star Citizen live, or maybe jumping into 3.2.3. It really depends on how I'm feeling. I don't think there will be a 3.2.4 build until after I've finished streaming, but you are all more than welcome whether you are a new backer, an old backer, or not even a backer. If you are just hanging in the background, watching development, waiting for the moment to be right for you to take the pledge, you are all more than welcome, and it is a great place to ask your questions as well, as I am live, as I can answer them straight away. Also hit that thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.